Pronunciate. Welcome to the first episode of Nerd Vomit. Blah. This is the first episode of Nerd Vomit. I'm very excited to start this because now I have somewhere to finally vent my nerd shit to.
Hey, Post Brooklyn here. So I didn't do my complete research when filming this video on January 6th, so I'll be here to correct myself every now and then and give you additional info, as well as leave links in the description that go in depth more with certain shows and movies. So please enjoy the rest of the video.
Instead of annoying people that don't really understand or don't really care for it. So here we are. Today's first episode is prediction of MCU 2021. Some time ago, Disney had an event where they talked about their future content that's coming out on Disney Plus and in theaters, as well as everything that Disney bought. So MCU, Star Wars, all that, everything is coming out. So they had Kevin Feige completely just tell us everything that's coming in the next basically 3-4 years, and I'm super hyped about it. I felt like we should just have our predictions before anything is released. Hopefully this video goes up probably the day or two before WandaVision comes out, because that is the very first thing that is going to be released. Before I go any further, I think we all know that there has been an 18-month dry spell of no Marvel content that came out due to COVID-19. So we might have to be reminded what happened last. For what we know, what happened last was Spider-Man Far From Home. So what happened at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home was that we all know Tony is no longer because of the events of Endgame, and that Peter Parker has been exposed by Jake Gyllenhaal. And from there, we were supposed to have Black Widow later on, and we end up not getting Black Widow. It's been pushed back further and further and further because I know they wanted a theatrical release, but we're probably not gonna be able to get that, so we might get the joint theatrical and streaming on Disney Plus, like how they did Wonder Woman with HBO Max. With that being said, I do want to continue and just say these are the films that are coming to MCU if you need to be reminded. Black Widow's coming out May 7th, Shang-Chi and the Legend of 10 Rings is coming out July 9th, The Eternals is coming out November 5th, an Untitled Spider-Man sequel is coming out December 17th. And then we get to the TV shows that are coming out on Disney Plus that I'm very excited about. We are getting WandaVision on January 15th, and we're getting the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on March 19th, and we are getting Loki sometime in May, and then the What If series sometime in mid-2021, Miss Marvel and Hawkeye in late 2021. Those are the TV shows that are going to be coming to Disney Plus that are going to be connecting to the MCU. Some of the things that are going to be filming during then, the Doctor Strange filming was halted in December 2020 because of COVID-19, and they started up again recently, but then they had to stop again because of the recent outbreaks of the different strand of COVID in England. Thor: Love and Thunder is being developed as we speak. So is Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2. So as you know, we're going into the fourth phase, so all of these new things are very exciting, but what are we expecting from them? What are our predictions? When everything was being released and when WandaVision was first announced to the public, or rumored, especially with these new characters, or some of them reoccurring characters such as Randall Park and Kat Dennings in reprising their role, Monica Rambeau, who is the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who is the best friend of Captain Marvel. It was also mentioned that Evan Peters is reprising his role as Quicksilver, who was previously played by Aaron Taylor Johnson in the MCU. I don't know what to expect with that. With Evan Peters' character, I think he's gonna be playing Quicksilver, of course. I think we all know that. Our Aaron Taylor Johnson version, love him, is gone. And we wanted him back. We could have had him back. There was a rumor that we could have had him back, where in Endgame, Hawkeye could have brought him back, but instead he went to his kids. Things began to clear up as things went on, and then I heard rumors that the show was also filmed in front of a live studio audience in some aspects because of the taste of how it seems like they have aspects of different sitcoms, very legendary sitcoms, depending on the decade. The people in those audiences had to sign very strict NDAs, which led me to the question, will it change the dynamic of the MCU? Not because it's a TV show, because I think we're all very excited, and I don't think it's going to change the dynamic of the MCU because it's a TV show. I mean, it's the same characters we all know and love, and I know with Kevin Feige in production and in charge of everything, he's probably going to choose like probably the best of the best writers. So I don't have any doubts in that. But the aspect of having a live studio audience combined with cinematic looks of different parts of the show, I have no idea what to expect, which I'm excited but very fearful of. And also I was very confused about what the premise was, because for one, we all know Vision's dead. Well, we don't know, but you know. Last time we saw him, he was no longer. And now he's here all of a sudden with the Soul Stone right there. And we don't know how that came to be. It's rumored, and some people have their own theories, where Wanda is having mental health issues and she is seeing a Vision that we don't see, that he's not there, only she could see him. Basically, she's just hallucinating the whole thing, or that the enemy in this series is putting all of them through just this hallucination, and that they're all living in simultaneously at the same time, which probably hints at going through several different decades at a time. It's also said that WandaVision, the television show, is going to be leading straight into Doctor Strange 2, and that Doctor Strange might have an appearance in WandaVision. But I think my predictions is that Vision is still dead. It's all hallucination. Doctor Strange is somehow going to help save them and also be, like, I guess, closer to Wanda in some type of way. It was also mentioned last night on Jimmy Kimmel that Elizabeth Olsen has also debunked a theory that was very popular, is that the House of M theory, because of the trailers, and she said that is not true. So if you guys had that theory, it's not true. Let's see what to expect when it comes out. I know it's going to be a hit. And I think it's gonna leave us on a cliffhanger. I know that for a fact. I don't know why. I feel it in my gut that WandaVision is gonna leave us on a cliffhanger, since it leads directly to Doctor Strange 2, which is not gonna come out till 2022, and probably late 2022 because of the halt of COVID-19. So in March, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is gonna be coming out. I don't know if you guys probably can't see. I have my Winter Soldier poster right there. What we really know is that basically the Falcon is now the new Captain America. The Winter Soldier is the Winter Soldier with his Wakandan arm, and that Zemo is back. We also, there's this rumor that was touched on. I don't know how true it is. I don't want to dwell on it too long because I didn't like the rumor that Sharon, which is Peggy's daughter, granddaughter, niece, a descendant of Peggy that Steve Rogers was with in Civil War briefly, is also going to be Bucky's love interest. Ew. I don't like that one bit. It's like, what the fuck? That's just gross. First of all, they have Steve Rogers with the love of his life's relative in the present day, briefly, and then he gonna pass him on to the next super soldier? No thank you. Ew. I don't know. Let me just not. I don't want to dwell on that because it might not be true, and if it is true, ew. I don't care. I just, no.
Alright, so let's get into this. There's some things that I did forget to mention, like Patrick the Leaper. It might be coming back. If you don't know who Patrick the Leaper is, he is the guy that fought Captain America at the beginning of the Winter Soldier. And then the character, the Flag Smasher, has now turned into a group for the show. So it's a group of people that I'm assuming broke out Zemo. And then I also forgot to mention one important key part is that there's a clip of a Captain America running on a football field, but in all actuality, that is not Sam Wilson. That is a fake Captain America that is issued by the government, hence probably why Sharon Carter is there, and he is named U.S. Agent John Walker, and he is played by Wyatt Russell. So yeah, I think that's all that I forgot to mention in this one.
But I'm very excited to see it anyway, because I think we all know we love the chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan in the interviews in the first place, because it's just, they have great banter, just as themselves. So just to have their characters there together in a whole probably 8-episode series, I don't know, it's just amazing. I love it. I'm so excited. My prediction is that I hope Sharon is not the love interest of Bucky. That would be very weird. And Falcon / Captain America I think he will at one point not want the shield, but then he's gonna get it back. I don't have very much predictions about that. I'm just very excited for that one in general. And I don't have any questions. I feel like it's just kind of all laid out there. Everything's like, there's no questions for me. There's nothing that I was confused about. I think that one I'm just very excited to see. Then in May, there wasn't a date for it, but we're gonna talk about Loki before we talk about Black Widow. If you know me, you know I am a big Loki stan. I love Loki. We all know that present day Loki is dead. Thor Ragnarok Loki is gone. His neck was snapped by Thanos himself, and we will not be seeing him again. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. So the Loki we are seeing now, if you remember the events in Endgame, is from Avengers 1, where in 2012. As we know, that Loki is still very evil, still very sneaky and mischievous, and he's just not on the good side. He hasn't learned his lesson yet, so I think he's still that stubborn Loki that just wants to rule everything. We see that he's in various different places, and we saw that Owen Wilson was there. Owen Wilson is in charge of some group called TVA, which stands for Time Variance Authority Organization.
Okay, for Loki, TVA is basically the timeline police. And then I also forgot that Lady Loki was also mentioned and cast in the show for this one. I don't know what she has to do with the plot or anything, because we don't even really know the plot that much. But all I know is Lady Loki is definitely in the show. And also, at the part where he jumps out of the plane, he as in Loki, he calls for Heimdall, and Heimdall responds. So maybe that has to do with the timeline part, where he's in a different time where Heimdall is still alive, but I don't know. So I just wanted to mention that part.
After stealing the Tesseract in Endgame, we all saw him take the Tesseract and transport somewhere else. So I also read that this series, one thing I love that they're doing with all the MCU series is that they're changing up the genres. They're not all like adventure and action. Like with WandaVision is kind of like a sitcom-y comedy. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think we all know what type of genre that is. But then it is said for Loki that it is going to be a crime thriller. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited. I love thrillers. I love anything that keeps me on my toes, especially crime thrillers, especially if you're like one of the type of people that watch crime thrillers late at night when you shouldn't be and you feel uneasy, but you continue anyway. This is the show for you. So Gugu is going to be in it. We all know and love Gugu. We've seen her in various films and TV shows. Sasha Lane is in it from American Honey, and Richard E. Grant, as well as Wunmi Mosaku, who is very known for her role in Lovecraft Country. I'm so excited. I don't know. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Just to see more Black women in the MCU in general. Yeah, they're not the main characters, which, you know, kind of suck, but I'm excited for it nonetheless. I'm just very hyped. We see him in various different areas. It seems that he continues to just pop up. So I think there's going to be some, even though it is said to be a crime thriller, Loki's showrunner is Michael Wardren, who previously worked on Community and Rick and Morty, which are very hilarious TV shows. So I think there's going to be a lot of comedic aspects in the show, which I'm very excited for, even though it's a thriller, to have that lightheartedness in it, especially something I hope is like kind of darkish comedy, because, you know, Loki is not the lighthearted type person. It is a miniseries. It is, I think, a 6-episode miniseries, which I'm kind of sad about, because as a Loki stan, I just want more Loki content. But one question I do have also is that, for one, is he going to be in Thor 4? And if he is, how would that play out? Because it's not the Loki that they would know. The same as like for the Guardians of the Galaxy, if Gamora is going to come back to Guardians of the Galaxy 4 or 3, it's not going to be the Gamora that they know. It's going to be 2014 Gamora. So what I have read and what I did my research on is that the Loki show connects to Thor 4 and Doctor Strange 2, which I think a lot of the series that are coming out on Disney Plus, a part of the MCU, are all connected to Doctor Strange 2 at some point in some type of way. We already know with WandaVision is connected in some type of way. I think it's going to be the one that comes right before that. So I think WandaVision takes place in between Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2, and that it's not completely confirmed yet, but we will be seeing Loki in the MCU films very soon. So at one point we do see Loki in a plane with his hair slicked back, and he jumps out the plane while it's still flying in the air, by the way, with a bag full of money. And as we all know, if you're a BuzzFeed Unsolved fan, or if you're just a fan of crime thrillers like how Loki is going to be, you know about the story of D.B. Cooper. In the trailer, it looks very resembling to the story of D.B. Cooper, and it seems that he is D.B. Cooper. It seems that Loki is going back in time, back and forth, being these different characters in time, and trying, like I said, trying to take over somehow, trying to have some type of power somehow, and doing anything he can to take that power. And in this case, it seems like he's being different people throughout history. My prediction for Loki is that I think that he is going through time and becoming these very known well names like D.B. Cooper. He's running for some type of political race, other things in history in order to gain some type of power as a leader somehow. I don't know how he's gonna do it. I don't know if that made any sense, what I just said. I think they're gonna try to give Loki a love interest or have him flirt with somebody. They haven't done it before, but I think they're gonna try to do it this time. If not, that's fine too. But for some reason I have a feeling. So I'm just, like I said, nerd vomiting everything out right now. So let's talk about the movies. Okay, so what we know about Black Widow and what I think we already just been known. Because of the long wait and everything's just been leaking on top of leaking to keep us excited about Black Widow, is that, for one, the cast is great. I'm so excited about the cast because every single person in her family, her sister, her mom. I grew up watching her mom on the fucking Mummy, Rachel Weisz, old boy from fucking Stranger Things. I love all of them. I literally love all of them. So that was great casting on their part.
All right, so I talk about the villain as if I don't know who he is. His name is the Taskmaster, and he used to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, which is why he imitates a lot of the Avengers moves and whatnot. And then I also wanted to mention this little fun fact just because the Red Guardian, who now in the movie plays Natasha Romanoff's father, actually in the comic books used to be her husband, and he is also the Soviet Union version of Captain America.
So it was rumored that Tony Stark might have one final appearance in the MCU in Black Widow, but as a flashback. A flashback we never seen. Well, never mind. It was confirmed recently that the visual effects artist that worked for Marvel has heard that there isn't a Tony cameo in Black Widow. So throw that out the window. But one thing that we will know is that what happened finally in Budapest, because I think this takes place before the events in Infinity War, because I think it takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. I will say that. Very excited though, nonetheless. I don't have any predictions about that because I feel like they just keep leaking things out just to get us more excited because we haven't been able to see it in the past 18 months. Okay, moving on. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi must confront the past he thought he left behind when he is drawn into the web of the mysterious Rings organization. If you don't know what the Ten Rings are, according to the comic book, the Ten Rings are 10 actual rings of alien origin that guarantee the wearer 10 separate different powers according to each ring. What we know about Shang-Chi so far is the cast, basically.
So we know more than just the cast, actually. So Shang-Chi was trained by his father, who happens to also be a supervillain, and at some point his father forces him to fight him. And then the antagonist in the film is the Mandarin. Not the guy that we saw in Iron Man 3, the real Mandarin. And he will already have the 10 rings by the time we see the movie. One thing that you can do with the 10 rings is chi manipulation, which can cause him to survive without food or water for a very long period of time.
The Eternals. Okay, so the Eternals are coming out November 5th, 2021, and that is a star-studded cast, my friends. There is no trailer for it. It was rumored that Harry Styles has a role in the Eternals. I think it would be weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think as a Harry Styles fan, it would be kind of weird to see Harry Styles in the MCU because of the fact that I'm a fan of his music and the work that he's done. But him mixing in with my MCU fandomness that I have is just gonna be very weird for me. It's already kind of weird enough that the Eternals is a star-studded cast as it is. And that's the one thing I will say is that the Eternals is probably is the film that's probably going to scare me the most, that I'm kind of a bit worried about the most. There's like A-listers in very well-known names in the Eternals. As we all know, most of the cast, when they first started doing the MCU, a lot of the celebrities that we knew, of course we knew of them, but they weren't very big at the time. They weren't household names like how they are now, rather than some of these characters or some of these actors and actresses in the Eternals have been household names for a while. And I don't know if that's gonna change the dynamic of the MCU. I hope it doesn't. I don't think it is. And I don't doubt MCU or Kevin Feige one moment because they're so smart. They're so just strategic with everything they do. But like I said, it's still worrisome because we were so comfortable with new faces and making them household names as time went on, rather than already having household names in the film. If you don't know who the cast is, I will be putting a picture here, but they include some big names such as rumored Harry Styles, Kit Harington and Richard Madden from Game of Thrones, Angelina fucking Jolie, and Ma Dong-seok, who we've seen in Train to Busan, Kumail Nanjiani, Gemma Chan, Salma fucking Hayek, dude. Salma Hayek. Okay, it's weird. I'm very excited, but at the same time, I'm very worrisome because of the cast. I'm excited because of the cast, very worrisome because of the cast. I don't know how to feel, but I think it's gonna be great nonetheless. It's so great. But the fact that they're able to fucking afford Angelina Jolie in a Marvel film and probably locked her in for a multi-film contract, more than likely. Clearly, I can't even speak about it. I don't even know what to expect. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces the Eternals, ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years, out of the shadows and to reunite against mankind's most ancient enemy, the Deviants.
Alright, so I wanted to get into this one really deeply because I really am super excited for the Eternals, as well as they're keeping it under very strict wraps to the point that we don't really know anything. There was also a plot leak. I will leave the link in the description below if you want to know the plot leak, but if you don't even worry about it. I'm not going to mention it. So, the Eternals were created by Kronos, who is a celestial, who also created the Deviant. When he created the Eternals, it was by accident. They weren't always immortal. He accidentally unleashed cosmic energy into their city, causing them to be immortal. So, also wanted to mention that Salma Hayek's character, Ajak, will be the leader of the group, which is a change from the comics. And then also, Thanos, if you didn't know his origin story, has the Deviant gene and is the son of 2 eternal parents. So, some of the questions I have for that is, will they even mention Thanos in the film? And the fact that he has a deviant gene and that his parents are Eternals, or will that change in the film? And I also read that the film will explain where they were in Endgame and the reason why they don't meddle in human affairs. I will also put another video that goes more in depth with their origins and whose character is who gender bended who, and all that stuff in the description below.
Oh, some predictions that I have for the Eternals is that hopefully it will not change the dynamic. I think these cast members are going to be locked in for a few years. I think Harry Styles might be in it. I haven't seen it confirmed nor denied. I really hope he's not in it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really hope he's not in it. Miss Marvel. So the Miss Marvel series looks very entertaining, especially for younger teens or just for teens in general that enjoy the MCU, because it seems like more of a teen comedy that you would see on... Where do they put teen comedies on now? So I don't know. It just seems like a really fun teen comedy for young adults and teenagers. I think they cast a perfect person for her because she looks great. She looks amazing. She looks youthful. She looks happy. She looks like just a happy teen living her life that loves superheroes. And the fact that they made her like a big fan of Captain Marvel, which I think is truly comics, is really great. I love it. It just looks so exciting. I'm really excited for that one. I don't really have any predictions. I already know that her character is going to be in Captain Marvel 2, which is fitting. The way that they're gonna have her in there, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna tie her in there. I don't know if at the end of the series, Captain Marvel is going to approach her in some way. But it's great. I see that the writers and directors are all either Pakistani or Black, which I love a lot. So I have no predictions about Miss Marvel, just very high hopes and just excited to see because it looks fun. Hawkeye looks great as well, just because Haley Steinfeld's in it. I'm very excited to see Haley Steinfeld play Kate Bishop. She looks like she fits the role perfectly, and it also looks like they're going a lot towards based on the comic books rather than veering off and creating their own thing, down to the dog and the outfits. So that looks great. We also see that who is playing Kate's mother is Vera Farmiga, who is known for her cinematic universe, The Conjuring, as well as various other films that we love her in. She's just a great actress in general, and I did not expect them to cast someone very well known in the show, besides, Kate Bishop herself. It says that there's going to be a guest star from Florence Pugh's character from Black Widow. I wouldn't be surprised because of the fact that, you know, Hawkeye or Clint was very close to Natasha Romanoff's family in general, or just close to Natasha Romanoff. So I don't see why they wouldn't put a different character in there and just kind of write out her legacy in general and her partnership with Clint in general. So it's great that they're bringing in someone from Romanoff's family that isn't Natasha, because she's dead. So we've been seeing a lot of pictures of them filming, I think in New York. I know they were filming in Atlanta, and I only know that because I live in Atlanta currently, and I know that they are filming or were filming at the Tyler Perry Studios that's very close near me. So yes, I'm very excited for that one, mainly because of Haley Steinfeld. I don't have any predictions about that either. But it was also rumored that they were also eyeing Elle Fanning to play Kate Bishop. I'm glad they didn't. Haley Steinfeld has a bit more of that oomph to her, that, you know, that ruggedness to her to play Kate Bishop. So they also confirmed that, if you know, in the comic books, Clint ends up having a hearing aid. In the set pictures that were leaked from filming, that Clint does have an hearing aid on set. That Echo, Clown, and Swordsman and more are confirmed to appear on the show Hawkeye. And then that also Clint's kids are back in the picture, so I think we'll be getting more of that. We'll be getting more of an inside scoop of what it's like in Hawkeye's household. Hopefully old girl comes back as the mom, the wife. I love her. And I'm not just saying that because I loved her as Velma in Scooby-Doo. So, but I actually am saying that because I loved her as Velma in Scooby-Doo. She's a great actress. Also, okay, I think this is our last one. The biggest one, of course, I got to say for last, the Spider-Man 3 sequel that has just been insane. So as we all know, there's a lot of things said about Spider-Man, the third one, a lot. And a lot of them were confirmed, and a lot of them are still up in the air, such as the OG2 Spider-Man are coming back. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are set to come back in the film. Same with their villains. Jamie Foxx was confirmed. It was rumored that Michael Keaton will be coming back from the first Tom Holland Spider-Man. And it was also confirmed that William Dafoe is coming back somehow, as well as Doc Ock and Sandman. And I think that was it. It was rumored that those villains will be coming back. It was confirmed that Jamie Foxx is coming back, but the others I think were confirmed for sure. Same thing with Kristen Dunst and Emma Stone. With the Emma Stone one, I'm very confused about, because last we saw Emma Stone in Spider-Man, she died. I hope it's not cheesy. Okay. So let me just say this. The third sequel, whatever the fuck it's called, the sequel movies for Star Wars, the third one, okay, I loved all of them, of course, but there was that one fucking part where they had Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, whatever the fuck you want to call him, kiss Rey, and I didn't like it. I had a love-hate relationship with it. I was never a Reylo fan at all. And I just think that was just complete fan service, and it made no fucking sense. And I just didn't like it. And I just hope that with putting all these different other Spider-Man universes and mixing them together, it doesn't come off as cheesy fan service like how they did with that scene in Star Wars. The same feeling. I just hope I don't get the same feeling. And I don't think I will, but I also think I will. I don't know. I have no idea how I'm gonna feel. It's happening, whether I like it or not. From what we know, Peter is probably going to be a senior at this point. Let's see what rumors are said. Oh, also, Doctor Strange is going to be in it. And a lot of people are trying to say that Doctor Strange is going to be replacing Tony Stark's, little mentorism for Spider-Man. I think the production, or Kevin Feige also said to not look at it that way. Like, Doctor Strange is not replacing Iron Man. Iron Man is always going to be Iron Man, but Doctor Strange is going to be kind of that adult role that steps into where Tony Stark was for Peter, but now it's going to be Stephen Strange and Peter. Very excited. Very, very excited. I love Spider-Man, clearly. I love Spider-Man. He was probably one of the first superheroes that I was introduced to growing up. Sony wants Emma Stone to reprise her role as Gwen Stacy in the third Spider-Man MCU movie as Spider-Gwen. We don't know how that's gonna happen because she is big pregnant right now. Oh, Tobey's Peter and Emma's Gwen are still in talks. So we might be getting them back, but we don't know yet. It's also rumored that Charlie Cox will be returning as Matt Murdock / Daredevil in the third Spider-Man movie, which I think will be great because he's a lawyer, from what I believe. And if they have Spider-Man in trial because of what fucking Jake Gyllenhaal fucking said, that would be great. That would be awesome. I'm so excited to see that. So this is another rumor that was said. Spider-Man 3 now rumored to feature Mysterio, Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin, and the Hobgoblin. And then it was also said that Ned Leeds will reportedly be taking on a villainous role, which I don't know what to expect of that. He was the guy in the chair. What happened? Is he jealous now that Pete's getting all the attention and that MJ is getting all the attention and that now she's probably the gal in the chair replacing Ned Leeds' character? What happened between Peter and Ned that Ned will be taking on a villainous role? I want to know why. Why are they giving, if it is true, why is Ned taking on a villainous role? What happened between Far From Home and now, you know? Damn. Okay, so this is rumored as well. Just wanted to read it off for you guys. All of the returning villains in the third Spider-Man MCU movie are villains from other Earths. Same actors, but not the same versions we met before. New designs to all of them, more comic book accurate and some more modern. Oh my god, I don't know what to expect. This looks so fun and so exciting. This gives me the same vibe at the end of the Spider-Man game on PS4 where he was fighting multiple villains. It seems great. From reading it off, it sounds great. But okay, maybe it's not gonna be as cheesy as I thought. Like, it's changing my mind as I'm reading more about it. I'm so excited. Okay, so this was also this one was not rumored. This one is confirmed. Spider-Man 3 is quote-unquote insane, something very special, something very different, bigger and better than other installments according to Tom Holland. Oh my god, guys, I'm gonna pee my pants. WandaVision starts the multiverse storyline that will go through WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, and then end with Doctor Strange 2, which makes sense because it seems like it's going to be all over the place, and then Doctor Strange is going to be ending it and be like, okay, there's too many people from too many universes here, I gotta close this shit up, go home. Oh, another rumor. This one is a more recent rumor. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are both officially filming for Spider-Man 3. They're both in it and filming. Coming to an agreement on Tobey's deal took longer than Sony was expecting, which is why we haven't gotten any official word yet. That makes sense because it seems like Tobey had some kind of, he left not on the greatest terms. Let me see how he left. I don't know. Oh, okay, so it says when Tobey Maguire was fired as Spider-Man after faking an injury to get more money, nearly replaced by Jake Gyllenhaal. That was reported May 12th, 2020. There's also a rumor that has nothing to do with any of this except the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Elijah Richardson joins the Falcon and the Winter Soldier as Eli Bradley, aka the Patriot. That also hints at them starting the new Avengers. I don't have the new Avengers up here. I have A-Force, which is mainly the women of A-Force. So we all know that mainly most of these characters that are mentioned in, it's just not gonna be completely accurate just because of the fact that some characters are killed off, some characters are somewhere else doing other business. Of course, they're gonna make it a bit more modern. Of course, the new Avengers members usually consist of Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Woman, Mockingbird, Clint Barton, Black Panther, Sentry, Wanda, Luke Cage, Echo, Vision, Wolverine, Hercules, Quicksilver, Black Widow, Iron Fist, Black Knight, Swordsman, Wasp, Hank Pym, Sunspot, Hulk, Sam Guthrie, Thor, Songbird, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Wonder Man, Bucky Barnes, Carol Danvers, The Thing, Jessica Jones. Those are the new Avengers members that are in the comics. We know that Iron Man is dead and gone. Captain America is old as shit. Hopefully, well, when it says Captain America, it's probably going to be the Falcon Captain America, which will be pretty damn dope if you ask me. They already talked about Luke Cage is already a thing. If they're bringing back the Daredevil, they have to bring back that Luke Cage. Give my man a check. Spider-Man is still well and alive. Wolverine, I don't know how they're gonna do that. It was rumored that Hugh Jackman may want to come back as Wolverine. I wouldn't be surprised because he's been doing musicals and shit. And we all know that everyone wants an MCU check. Why not give him an MCU check? He deserves it. I honestly don't see anyone else as Wolverine. And if I do, it's kind of weird. They already mentioned that Echo and Songbird were mentioned to come back in Hawkeye. So That was already confirmed. They're in Hawkeye. Iron Fist might come back. We already know Bucky Barnes is here. Spider-Woman has not been mentioned yet. I don't think there's gonna be a Spider-Woman in it. I think they're just gonna keep Spider-Man and just leave it as is. Well, Black Widow's gone. The Thing, we already know. Daredevil, yes. Sunspot, we don't know. Cannonball, blah. Black Widow's dead. I think the New Avengers is gonna be the next installment in Phase 5. Or not Phase 5. Probably Phase 5. I don't know, because it seems like they're doing a multiverse thing right now. And I think it's just setting the mood. Even though this is a really big thing, the multiverse is a really big thing in general, I think they're still setting the mood for what's to come, which is the New Avengers, which is not going to be replacing the initial Avengers, even though it sounds like it. But I think it's just going to be a whole new thing just for younger kids to get into. So you know how we grew up with the Avengers MCU, because in 2008 I was 10 when that came out. I think this is just going to be like a new thing for everyone else to grow up with, and for us to just look and also watch and be enjoyed and entertain ourselves with as well, because it's still going to be the characters that we know and love mixed in with new characters that teens and young kids of today are going to know and love. I think that is it. Predictions of the MCU 2021 all include multiverse for sure. We already know the multiverse is there, so that's not even a prediction. I think it's going to be leading up. It is a multiverse, so I think it's going to be leading up to the New Avengers, because all the characters that are being said who they are now, that are being revealed now, and that are going to be coming to our screens for the first time ever, I think are going to be new members of the New Avengers after this whole multiverse phase that is happening right now. I just think it's just gonna be great. I don't think there's gonna be nothing that we don't like. If there's gonna be something that we don't like, it's probably going to be, I don't know what it would be. I don't know. I can't be a critic. I'm a very easy person to please. My only prediction is that the New Avengers are coming. That's what I think. That's what I feel in my nuggets. If I'm right, all y'all owe me $50. So yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully that was a great first episode. That was kind of on the whim. I didn't script that. Usually I script everything I do, and I didn't script that one. So this one was probably a bit sloppy, but the next future ones will be great. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Nerd Vomit, the first episode. Hope to see you soon for the next ones.